motherfucker?
Hold on, I hope y'all watching this shit.
First round, real quick.
That are in those teams. But now we're gonna get a good. I thought he was a con artist, just based off his look. Holy shit! What the hell just happened?
What's up, motherfuckers? Welcome to Easy Money, a sports betting show. Thursday, December 16th, 2021. Woke up to some big news in the sports world this morning. We'll get to that here in a minute. Got Thursday night football tonight. Chiefs and Chargers should be a good game. Have some a decent slate of NBA games tonight. We'll get into all that stuff. One second. All right. But no, got a lot of things going on this morning. We'll get into all that. But don't forget, we're live Monday through Friday, 11 a.m. Eastern with Easy Money, a sports betting show. That show's live on YouTube, Facebook, and Twitch. We're also live Monday, Wednesday, Friday at 1 p.m. Eastern with GSR Gonzo Sports Room. That show's also live on YouTube, Facebook, and Twitch. You can find both of those shows in podcast form at Apple Podcast, Anchor Podcast, Spotify, Google Podcast, Breakercast, Pocket Cast. Most places you listen to podcasts, you can find us. Follow us on social media. That's where you can find all the information about our shows. Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, at Gonzo Sports Room. That's where we post our daily picks for Easy Money, a sports betting show. We post our interview announcements there, all that stuff. Gets posted to social media, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, all at Gonzo Sports Room. Also, check out our YouTube page. We have a lot of content on there. We also do a show, GWR, Gonzo's Wrestling Room. It's a pro wrestling show. We do cover a lot of Indiana independent wrestling. And we're actually getting ready to start our podcast that will cover AEW, WWE, and Indiana independent wrestling. Right now with GWR, we've been doing a lot of live interviews and also doing live commentary at events. We got like 5 events on our YouTube page that you can watch. Rikishi was at one of them, so go check that out. Please hit that subscribe button, and please hit the bell so you get notifications of when we are live. Check out our merch store, streamlabs.com/Gonzalez Sports/merch. Get you some GWR, GSR, or Easy Money gear. We'd greatly appreciate the support. Don't forget, today at 1 o'clock, we have a special GWR Live as pro wrestler Dynamite Justin Terrell from he wrestles at AACW Old School, or AACW. He's going to be joining us at 1 today. And then we also now have an interview tonight, I think at 7 or 7:30. I'll have to find the schedule here. It's this one. Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's at 7 o'clock tonight. Los Luchimigos, it was supposed to be last night. They had something, they got hung up at work and couldn't do it last night, so we're going to do that tonight. So join us for that tonight at 7 o'clock. All right, let's get into today. What's going on today in the sports world. Before we get to breaking down the games, Urban Meyer has been fired by the Jacksonville Jaguars, came out late last night. I'd actually said on yesterday's show, or Monday's show, I don't know, one day this week, that I didn't think he was going to make it through the whole season, that he'd be out. That he would be out before the end of the season, but I didn't think it was going to be yesterday. I didn't think it was going to be in the middle of the week. I thought he'd at least get a couple more weeks, maybe get to finish the season out. But Jacksonville said, "Nope, you're out of here now." I think they made maybe the offensive coordinator or somebody like that's going to be the interim head coach for the rest of the season. But a report came out yesterday by the Jacksonville Jaguars kicker. I can't think of his name right off the top of my head, but he that came out that he was claiming that Urban Meyer kicked him in the leg during warm-ups of a preseason game. And finally, the owner said, "Hey, I was hoping that he would regain back the trust of the players and the organization, and that just hasn't happened." So the owner decided it was time to move on, and so Urban Meyer's out. Didn't even make it. What did he make it? 13 games. Didn't even make it a full season in the NFL. You see, but that's the thing. You don't. How many college coaches have you seen come up and struggle and not be able to figure it out? Because in college, you're dealing with 18, 19-year-old kids. In the NFL, you're dealing with grown men that have families, and if they can't trust you, if you show them they can't trust you, if you can't earn their trust, if you lie to them or do this or do that, they're not going to play hard for you. And it's a lot easier to lose somebody's trust than to gain it, especially to try to gain it back. Once you lose it, it's something most of the time you can't gain back. But so Urban Meyer's out as the Jacksonville Jaguars coach. That came out reported by Adam Schefter late last night. I think it was probably around 1 in the morning or so. 12:31 in the morning. It was late because it was after we got done watching the football or basketball games. I saw it. But I'm interested to see is because I ain't gonna lie, I thought Trevor Lawrence was the best quarterback coming out of college. I thought he was gonna have the best rookie season, and he hasn't really done nothing. It's like he's not even been there. Don't even get talked about hardly anymore. And he was the number 1 pick in the draft this year. Was a lot of the problems Urban Meyer, like with the scheme and and just the way he was treating the players and the players not trusting him? Was that a lot of Lawrence's problems, or is Lawrence going to have a tough time in the NFL? I think if Lawrence gets in the right system, if he can get in the right system with a good coach, I still think he could have a hell of a career. I think he's a good quarterback. I just think he's in a terrible situation in Jacksonville, and that happens a lot. The team has the number 1 pick in the draft. They were the worst team in the league the year before, and you just got to hope when you get to one of them organizations that are struggling like that you'll be able to help turn it around, and that you have coaches and coach and a GM that are going to help you turn it around, not hinder you trying to help get the program going. But all right, let's get into talking some games, and then we'll get back to maybe talking some more Urban Meyer later. Cleveland Browns have 14 players on the COVID-19 list now. COVID's exploded in the NFL and the NBA. I think the NFL, as of yesterday, had like 75 players that had tested positive in the last couple of days. It said that the biggest percentage of them are guys that were vaccinated and that are asymptomatic. But all right, Thursday night football tonight, I think it's going to be a good game. Should be a real good game. AFC West division matchup. The Kansas City Chiefs at the Los Angeles Chargers. The Chiefs are 3-point favorites on the road. They're minus 172 on the money line. The Chargers are plus 144 at home on the money line, and the over-under is 52.5. The Chiefs are 9-4 on the season now. Chargers are 8-5, but the Chiefs' offense has struggled. I know everybody said, "Oh, the Chiefs' offense is back last week." They played the Raiders, and if you look at the Chiefs' stats, they haven't scored over 23 points in a game until you go all the way back to the first time they played the Raiders, and then they done it again when they played the Raiders the second time. So that's just a good matchup for their offense against the Raiders' defensive scheme that likes to play the one high safety look, and the Chiefs kill that. The Chargers aren't going to do that. Anytime they play a team that's not like I said, that's not the Raiders. They haven't scored over 23 points in like their last 8 games. So the offense isn't always back. And everybody wants to talk about the defense is back. Yeah, the defense has been playing better. But how much is that the offenses they've been playing compared to if you start playing some of the better offenses in the league? I like the Los Angeles Chargers in this game tonight at the plus 3. And then also like I think I like the over the 52.5 in that game. I can see this game being like a 30-20 game or not 30-20, but like a 28-25, 31-24, 31-25. But yeah, I like the over the 52.5 because I can see. But the only thing is, man, I don't know how many. Actually, the more I think about it, I like the under the 52.5 because I think the score will be something like 20-10, or it could be like 21-20. That's all. Yeah, I like the under. The under the 52.5, and I like the Chargers plus 3. I really like the Chargers plus 3. I'm almost would take the money line at the plus 144. But if the Chargers do lose this game, I think it's going to be a close game. So I like having the field goal there at the plus 3. All right, that's the only NFL game tonight. Let's move over to the NBA games tonight. Then we'll probably talk a little more NFL after that. In the NBA tonight, first game we have is the Detroit Pistons at the Indiana Pacers. The Pacers are 10.5-point favorites at home. They're minus 520 on the money line. Pistons are plus 400 on the money line. Over/under for this game is at 209.5. The Pistons are 4-22 on the season. They're on a 12-game losing streak. They have the worst record in the NBA. Their last win was versus the Pacers at home. The Pacers are 12-18. They lost to the Bucks last night. The Bucks didn't have Giannis, didn't have Middleton, I don't know. Pacers they find a way to lose games. This is going to be a second game of a back-to-back for the Pacers, but the Pacers had a few days, or we'll have like 3 or 4 days off after this game, so you should get a good effort out of the Pacers tonight. I think the Pacers win this game, but I'm a big Pacer fan, but there's no way I'm laying 10.5 points with the Pacers. I like the over the 209.5 in this game is what my play on this game would be. It'd be the over the 209.5 because neither team has a great defense, but there's no way I'm laying 10.5 points with the Pacers. And earlier this morning, that was actually at 10, so it's actually going up. So that means money's coming in on the Pacers. But, man, the way the Pacers have been playing, I don't know how somebody could watch the Pacers. I don't know how somebody could watch the Pacers last night lose to the Bucks without 4 or 5 of their players, including Giannis and Middleton, and then are comfortable enough to lay 10.5 points with the Pacers. I know Detroit's terrible, but they beat the Pacers already once this season, and the Pacers aren't playing good ball right now. Yeah. Next game you have tonight is the Philadelphia 76ers at the Brooklyn Nets. The Nets are 1-point favorites at home. They're minus 116 on the money line. The Sixers are minus 102 on the money line. Over/under for this game is set at 216.5. This game is basically almost a pick 'em. The 76ers are 15-14 on the season. They lost to Miami last night. Their offense has struggled this season without Simmons, and they are 2-4 ATS over their last 6 road games. The Nets are 20-8. They have 7 players in health and safety protocols, so they only have 8 players available for tonight's game, which was the same as their last game. Kevin Durant has been going off. I think he had like 51 night, almost 40 the next night in their last 2 games. I know the Nets are shorthanded, but I like the Nets here over the Sixers. I just don't think the Sixers are going to be able to keep up with the Nets offense. I like the Nets on the money line, and I like the over the 216.5. Next game we have tonight in the NBA is the New York Knicks versus the Houston Rockets. The Knicks are 5-point favorites on the road. They're minus 210 on the money line. The Houston Rockets are plus 176 on the money line. Over under for this game is at 213.5. The Knicks have lost 7 of their last 9 games. They've been struggling defensively, and they're 0-4 ATS over the last 4 games. The Rockets are 9-19 on the season. They have won 8 of their last 10 games, and they're 5-1 ATS their last 6. I like the Rockets here, taking the +5, and this is a game, and I like the over. Or actually, I like the under the 213.5. But I like the Rockets +5 here. And the next game we have is the Washington Wizards at the Phoenix Suns. All right. The Suns are 9-point favorites at home. They're minus 450 on the money line. The Wizards are plus 350 on the money line. Over-under for this game set at 213. The Wizards have lost 4 of their last 5. The Suns are right there is the best record in the NBA, right with the Warriors. Suns average scoring 110 points a game. The Wizards have just not been playing well, but 9 points is a lot of points. I like the over to 213 in this game. I think the Suns win the game, but I'm not comfortable enough giving them the 9 points. But I'm not comfortable. But I'm also don't believe in the Wizards enough to take the 9 points. So I'm going to stay away from a side on this game. But I do like the over the 213. All right, that's all the NBA games for tonight. I like the. We'll get back to that in a little bit. I'll give out my picks of the day. College basketball tonight. You have. We'll talk about a few of these games. I'm not going to go in the deep detail on all of them, but you got Appalachian State at Duke. Duke is 21.5-point favorites. Over under for this game is at 137.5. College basketball is still in that stage where you get a lot of these teams playing smaller schools. I don't watch a whole lot of college basketball until they get into more of the conference play and stuff. So that's when you'll see us talking about a lot more college basketball in here and giving out more picks there. But I mean, there's not a whole lot of like big matchups tonight. It's all smaller schools. In hockey, you got the Ottawa against Tampa Bay. Tampa Bay is minus 275 favorite at home. Vegas Knights at the New Jersey Devils. Vegas is minus 194 favorite on the road. I like the Vegas Knights in that game. There's quite a bit of hockey on tonight, so if you're not an NBA fan and you're looking for something to watch, or if you're not an NFL fan, I'll be watching the Thursday night football. But if you're not an NFL fan, there is a lot of hockey on. But I haven't been paying attention to hockey as much here as I was because I've been so busy with doing the stuff for Easy Money and the stuff for the other shows. So I haven't got a chance to really watch much hockey. One of the other guys watches a lot of hockey, but so I'm gonna get him in here to start giving out some hockey picks. Let's talk a little bit more NFL. Like I said, we talked about tonight's game. Let's look at some of these prop bets here on FanDuel. You can get Patrick Mahomes passing yards over under 280.5. Herbert's passing yards is over under 284.5. Tyreek Hill receiving yards over under 79.5. Kelsey over under 66.5. He didn't have hardly anything last game. I hope he has a big game tonight. I could use it for fantasy in the playoffs. But there's gonna be some big games this weekend. Let's take a look at them real quick. You have we already talked about tonight's Chiefs and Chargers game. Then on Saturday we have two games. We have the Raiders and the Browns. The Browns have like 14 people out with COVID, including their head coach and their quarterback. But they're playing a Raiders team that has not looked good at all. I still like the Browns here, and now you can get the Browns at plus money because of all the people they have out. But they done this last year and they beat Pittsburgh. I like the Browns here at the plus 102. And then the big game Saturday night, which I'm looking forward to watching, is the New England Patriots at the Indianapolis Colts. The Colts are 2.5 point favorites at home. They're minus 138 on the money line. The Patriots are plus 118 on the money line. Over under for this game is set at 45.5. I was kind of surprised that the Colts are favorites in this game. I know it's at home, but as hot as the Patriots have been, but the Colts have been hot too. I think the Colts have won 5 of their last 7 or something like that, and they should have. I mean, hell, they blew a couple of those losses. They could definitely have a better record than what they have, and I think the sports books are realizing that the Colts are a good team, and if the Colts get hot, if they can just get hot and start playing some complete games, they could make a deep playoff run. Like I've been telling everybody, the year the Colts won the Super Bowl, nobody expected them to be in the Super Bowl that year. Hell, a couple of weeks before the playoffs, they gave up, in the middle of the season, 300-something yards rushing to Maurice Jones-Drew and the Jacksonville Jaguars. So, I mean, it's not always the teams that are that have the best record at the end of the season that end up winning the Super Bowl. And I think the Colts are capable of beating anybody. This game Saturday night at 8:20. I'm looking forward to it because if the Colts can beat the Patriots, that's a big win for us, especially trying to keep in the wild card race, or maybe even try to catch Tennessee for the division if they stumble. But I like the Colts. I'd probably just take the money line instead of messing with the 2.5 points. And then I think I like the under the 45.5. I could see this being turned into somewhat of a defensive game as well. Then you have the Washington football team at the Philadelphia Eagles. The Eagles are 7-point favorites at home. Over-under for this game is at 44. I also kind of lean toward the under the 44 in this game, and I like the Washington football team at +7. If you're gonna give me 7 points against the Eagles, I'll definitely take that. Only thing that kind of worries me about we need to see who's gonna be the quarterback for the Redskins. I think, and then you have the Carolina Panthers at the Buffalo Bills. The Bills are 10.5 point favorites at home. Over-under for this game is at 44.5. I like the Panthers here at the +10.5. I just think the way the Bills have been playing, I'm not laying 10.5 points with the Bills. And I know the Panthers are struggling, but 10.5 is a lot of points. Jets at Dolphins. Dolphins are 9.5-point favorites. Cowboys at the Giants. The Cowboys are 10.5-point favorites. Now this is a game that kind of interests me because I'm leaning toward taking the Giants at the plus 10.5. Because Dallas's offense has been struggling. Then you have the Titans at the Steelers. I hope the Steelers can pull off a win, but I like the Titans in this game. I'd like to see the Steelers win because it'd be good for the Colts if the Titans could lose a couple games. But Steelers just don't have the offense right now to keep up, and their defense isn't at the level that you usually see a Pittsburgh Steelers defense at. The Titans are without Derrick Henry, but they can still put up some points. I like the Titans on the money line. I like the over the 42.5. Next game we have is the Houston Texans at the Jacksonville Jaguars. Jacksonville's 5-point favorites at home. I'm surprised Jacksonville's a favorite. Now you're going to have an interim coach, so I wonder if that's going to change that. But Houston's a wreck too. So I would probably stay away from a side in this game. I'd probably lean toward the over the 39.5. Cardinals at the Lions. Cardinals are 12.5-point favorites on the road. Over-under is 47. I like the Cardinals here, but, man, 12.5 points is a lot of points in an NFL game to be laying. So I probably wouldn't lay the points, but I'd like the over the 47. Falcons at the 49ers. They have the 49ers as 9.5-point favorites. Falcons have been playing pretty decent. Over-unders at 46. I kind of lean toward the Falcons at the plus 9.5. Bengals and Broncos. Broncos are 2.5-point favorites at home. Over-unders at 44. Now, I don't know, that game's a tricky game. I think I like the over the 44. Packers at the Ravens. Packers are 4.5-point favorites on the road. I like the Packers in this game a lot. The Ravens are struggling right now. I like the over to 43.5. Seahawks and Rams. The Rams are 4-point favorites at home. Over-under for this game is at 45.5. I like the Rams in this game at the -4. And this is a game I like the over the 45.5 in. Then Sunday night, you have the New Orleans Saints at the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Tampa Bay's 11-point favorite. Over-under is 46.5. I like the under the 46.5, and I like Tampa Bay to win this game, but 11 points is a lot, so I'd be one I'm not sure on yet. And then the Minnesota Vikings at the Bears. Vikings are 3.5-point favorites on the road. Over-under is 44. I'll lean toward the Vikings to win this game, but I'd rather get it at 3 or less. I'd kind of wait to see what the spread does. But I do like the under the 44 in this game. All right, let's get to my picks of the day. NFL tonight, Thursday night football. That's where we'll start. Maybe. There it goes. All right, I like the Los Angeles Chargers at the +3. Then in the NBA, I like the Pacers Pistons over 209.5. I like the Brooklyn Nets money line. I like the Houston Rockets +5. I like the Phoenix Suns and the Washington Wizards over 213. and also like the Nets and Sixers over 216.5. So to recap, I like the Pistons Pacers over 209.5. The Nets money line, Nets 76ers over 216.5. The Rockets +5. The Suns Wizards over 213. And the Los Angeles Chargers +3. Yeah, I think tonight's Thursday night football game is going to be a good game. But I think people are going to see that it isn't as much as the Chiefs have got their that's not as much as the Chiefs have got their offense going as it is it's who they were playing. Because the only time they've scored over 23 points in the last 5 or 6 weeks was the last time they played. The last 2 times they played the Raiders. So we'll see what they look like tonight against the Los Angeles Chargers, a team that looks like they're finally righting the ship after getting off to a good start. Was looking good and then hit a slump and just lost a couple bad games. Now they look like they've written that ship and that they're selling the right direction. But all right, I want to thank everybody for joining us. We appreciate all the support. I'll go with my picks just one more time. Pacers Pistons over 209.5. Nets money line. Nets 76ers over 216.5. Excuse me. Rockets +5. Wizards Suns over 213. And the Los Angeles Chargers +3. Thanks for joining us. Don't forget we're live Monday through Friday. Easy Money, a sports betting show. Come join us. We're giving out winners. We're also live Monday, Wednesday, Friday at 1 p.m. Eastern with GSR Gonzo Sports Room. That's our sports talk show. Both those shows are live on YouTube, Facebook, and Twitch. You can find both those shows in podcast form on Apple Podcasts, Anchor Podcasts, Spotify, Google Podcasts. Most places you listen to podcasts, you can find us. Follow us on social media. Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, all at Gonzo Sports Room. That's where we post all the information about our shows. Our daily picks for Easy Money, a sports betting show, get posted there. All of our interview announcements, just anything about the show gets posted on social media. Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, at Gonzo Sports Room. Check out our YouTube page. We got a lot of stuff on there. Please hit that subscribe button. We greatly appreciate it. We're at like 116 or 117 subscribers. Trying to get up to over 150 by the end of this week. So please hit that subscribe button. Hit that bell so you get notifications of when we're live, so you never miss when we're live. Check out our merch store, streamlabs.com/Gonzalez Sports /merch. Get yourself some GWR, GSR, or Easy Money gear. We would greatly appreciate it. We appreciate everybody's support. Thank you guys for joining me today. Don't forget, we'll be live here in about an hour and 15 minutes at 1 p.m. Eastern with special guest pro wrestler, AACW wrestler, Dynamite Justin Terrell. Should be a great conversation. Looking forward to it. Hey, just one more day on the work week. We're almost through the week. Hope everybody has a good Thursday. See you guys at 1. Don't forget, we have Los Luchamigos interviewed tonight at 7. They had something come up last night. We had to reschedule for tonight. So don't miss that. We got a lot of big things going on here under the GSR umbrella. So stay tuned. Got a couple big show announcements coming up. Thanks for the support. See you guys here in a little while. Peace.